Hey guys, Disciplined Magic here, and time for a little bit of post-game and my plans for tomorrow's festivities at game day. I went 2-2. I am beyond pissed off at how it went down because first game, I go up against the best player there, the judge, with the best deck in existence right now. That would be red, white, blue control. God knows I don't even care if Saheeli's in it, which it wasn't. Oh, and that was his excuse for it to not be a net deck. Oh, I'm not running this Saheeli Felidar combo. Yeah, you filled it with like 4 more draw cards and 4 more control. That's so much better. I feel so much better. Funny thing is I almost beat him both games, but I went 0-2. And, you know, he's a super cool guy. So it's like even if I'm losing and I'm playing against the one deck in Standard that I cannot stand, like more than any other deck, like let's just talk about that deck for a second. It cannot be beaten. It is a complete fluke that some kind of vehicle BS won the tournament. People just weren't expecting vehicles, so they didn't build their sideboard around it. Simple as that. If we were to redo the Pro Tour tomorrow, Jeskai would be every single one of the top 10. I mean, the deck literally cannot be beaten. There is not a damn deck that can be beaten. I have thought about it. I've examined it. I've studied it. Nothing can beat it. They're outdrawing you 3-1. They handpick out of their deck exactly what they need. A kill spell, exile spell, board wipe, whatever. Whatever they need, they'll grab it with Anticipate or Glimmer or whatever the hell else. If it's in the graveyard, they'll just go get a Torrential and then, you know, flash that in. They're drawing so many cards that they're dropping almost 1 land per turn. So turn 10, they got like 8 lands on the field, so you can't even compete with that. At any given time, they've got 5+ cards in their hand because of the ridiculous amount of draw. And Wizards made the dumb decision not to ban Torrential, Anticipate, or Glimmer. So thanks, Wizards. Oh, or Saheeli, or Felidar. At this point, they just don't give a crap. They're like, Standard is just beyond all help. I mean, honestly, to fix Standard down to like a reasonable level, they'd probably have to ban 15 cards, and they would never do that. So I guess we all just get to wait for Amonkhet, I guess. So that pisses me off. Now, there is one deck that I think might stand a tiny chance. I just haven't even built it yet, but the deck's well over $100, so I'm not even going to bother. I'll share that with you later because that's kind of the point of this video. But anyway, so round 1, I lose, whatever, great. So now at least the next 3 games, I'm down 1 and I go against easier opponents. So if you win round 1, you might easily just cruise through the rest of the tournament. I mean, that is how the tournament ranking software works. Just kidding. It paired me up against not only a winner after I lost, which is stupid because I lost in 2. I mean, it wasn't 2-1. I shouldn't have been the one who was paired up. And it's the second best player with the second best deck there. Yay! So I got to play against white-black. Well, actually, it's a mostly white-black, and I think he added blue literally just to put Anticipate and maybe even Glimmer in it. So it's his old white-black deck, you know, with every 4-card drop to 3 and then just scry draw. So it's like a worse version of the damn deck. So every single thing I got onto the battlefield was eventually killed. I mean, he fumigated me like 8 frickin' times in 2 games. Oh my god, I wanted to flip the frickin' table over because that is the most unfair thing I've seen the tournament ranking system do since it gave the same person a bye twice in one night. Yes, that can happen. Oh, by the way, since we're on the topic, they don't exactly follow NFL rules, to say the least. Somebody who you literally beat, okay, you beat them personally in a round, can rank higher than you because of solely strength of opponent. Now, I mentioned the NFL because that's not how they do things. I mean, it's strength of opponent, but very first tiebreaker is, did you literally beat that person? Because it implies that you're better than that person. Yeah, I was 4-1. And the other person was 4-1. We were exactly precisely tied, and they came in second and I came in third. That was like months and months and months. That was like a year ago, but just an example of how messed up the software is and how Wizards doesn't know anything about programming or fairness or math or logic or anything. I mean, how do these people even find the way to work every day? So I lost round 2, just barely. I mean, I literally got to 38 life, and then his Ob Nixilis emblem did like 28 damage to me. Oh, and he just blew away everything. Every last freaking thing that I brought out was killed. I mean, there's way the hell too much draw and control. And it's not, okay, you can have all the control you want, but eventually they're going to run out of cards. That's the point. And my deck can play around that. But no, not in this format. Not in Standard right now. You can draw your pants off. Oh, plus he was running Eternal Scourge. God, I hate that card. I mean, I like it because it's a good card, but I hate playing against it. I had to stasis snare it just to get it out of my way one turn, and then guess what? He can cast it from exile. Woo! But for real, more people should play that card. It's quite good. So third round, I play against somebody who is 0-2. This is with my combat specialist deck. Okay, that was like me kickboxing a toddler. It wasn't even a game. It wasn't even a round. It wasn't even a match. I mean, it wasn't even close. I don't think either of us had fun in that one. Clearly I won. It was utterly ridiculous. Fourth round, guess what? I'm still 2-1. So I play like the second worst person there or whatever. I mean, or just somebody who's having an unfortunate day. But honestly, his deck was really quite good. But it was, worse than combat specialists. It was red-green werewolves, but with like a really good like control-y twist to it. It was quite a good deck, just not quite good enough to compete with top tier stuff. So yeah, I stomped him 2-0. And we had fun because he's like cool, but it went from absolutely getting trounced, which, I mean, okay, like the games were actually really close. I almost won against the judge dude, but deck versus deck, I didn't stand a chance. Like that's just, they had bad draw luck basically, and they almost slipped up a couple times. And like every game I had them below like 10 life. So, I mean, you could call it close, but in reality, those decks weren't that close. So when I say it was really close games, but then I also say it was a complete blowout, now you guys get what I mean. And so then we went from that to an unfair matchup to an unfair matchup to an unfair matchup. I mean, honestly, I don't care if they're in my favor or out of my favor. It was just ridiculous. It was a disaster of an event. I did win 2 packs and both promos, so that's cool. Well, yeah, of course I won the participation promo, but I won the other one too. Ended up ranking pretty high, so that's cool. But I mean, like, it was fun because we're all fun people and nobody's a dick there and we all just have fun whether we're winning or losing. But as far as like an actual tournament, it was bad. Or as an event, it was really bad. It was really unfair and unbalanced and stupid. But the one takeaway is that freaking red, white, blue deck, it just cannot lose. In fact, as far as I know, the guy took first. I'm not sure he even lost a game. I'm pretty sure he went 8-0 straight. I mean, like I said, what are you going to do with somebody with removal and counter spells, drawing whatever they want, whenever they want, with virtually limitless mana, and just cycling their whole deck and outdrawing you 3-1? I mean, you can't compete with that kind of card draw engine. So Standard's going to be an unplayable pile of crap when more people start jumping on board with that one. If anybody's dumb enough to build Mardu vehicles right now, they're an idiot because that deck isn't good. I mean, like, it's good-ish. It's just, it doesn't stand a chance in hell against a properly sideboarded, properly built red-white-blue deck. I mean, Fragmentize and Stasis Snare. Bye-bye, you're dead. You don't stand a chance in hell. So let's talk about that deck because I'm going to the event tomorrow and I'm switching decks because, Combat Specialist, I love it, but it's not good enough. There's no card draw in it. I'm getting run over by Control because they're outdrawing me, and there just is no draw in white. It's not good enough. So I am going for just super efficient hand-picked, which will be Tyson D. I wanted to play Gravity Bomb because I improved it by 3 cards. I mean, Aether Revolt was like the best thing to happen to Gravity Bomb ever, and I've won first place at FNM with that deck twice. That is pretty damn good, but, tapping stuff down versus forcing them to cast it again versus just the tiebreaker of the amount of people playing ETB effects, I think I got them. Plus, I put both of the ice spells, the Containment Membrane and Cover and Ice or Coat and Ice or whatever it is, or Ice Over, I think it's called. Both of those are in my sideboard, so instead of bouncing like a Torrential Gear Hulk, because that would be a disaster, I would just pin it down. And then there you go, it's not a problem anymore. So I think the sideboard on the bounce deck is just a little bit more flexible. Also, in case somebody token Werewolf or Serval floods me or something stupid like that, I've got 2 board wipes in it. The Engulf the Shore and the Octopus Crush of Tentacles thing. So it seems pretty good. I could also put Turn Aside in there if I was afraid of them blowing up my very tiny number of creatures. There's like 16 in the damn deck, so that's a little bit of a weakness. But, I don't have a deck assembled right now that I know could confidently beat what I'm looking around and seeing because, like I said, it's Control and they're outdrawing me. That's a bad combination no matter what you're playing. So speaking of that, if you're looking at, okay, what should I build now? What can compete with this? You're probably coming up with absolutely nothing, which is what I am. Stall and mill or stall and do something in blue is basically all people are thinking maybe because then they'll have approximately an equivalent number of counter spells. And then you could also run Glimmer and Anticipate. So you'd be kind of on par with them. but you might be able to outsmart them or just use the power of it being mono to work, or you could add black to it and mess with them that way. I do have a deck idea though. So if some of you wanted to try this, the deck is outrageously expensive. So I will warn you about that, which I'm not building this in reality, but I might build it in theory just for you guys, although my channel is dedicated exclusively to budget decks. I mean, in case you haven't caught that one yet. I'm a desk leader, all you build is crappy decks. 1, I play casual. 2, I don't have any interest in the pro scene. And 3, I build budget decks. That's what this channel's about. Some of you seriously have not caught that yet. I mean, what the hell? Have your head examined. Speaking of having your head examined, it's barely related. You'll get it. Mind Rot. The card Mind Rot. What I noticed is these red, white, blue decks need their anticipates, they need their counterspells, they need their removals, and they need a pile of them. They need a lot of cards in hand. So what do I want to do? Nuke every single card straight out of their hand. I don't know if it would work, but I mean, you mix Death Touch Lifelinkers, which there's a boatload of those, maybe even just some Black Flyers or some pretty good ones of those. You take that and that's your creatures, and they're dirt cheap. Just keep it super cheap. The highest attack power / first strike mix, you know, Death Touch, Lifelink, just combat deterrent nastiness is whatever you want to put in there. And then mix it with like every single discard spell that exists. And including like creatures and enchantments and crap, there's like 7 in black right now in standard, just in mono black. And then don't forget Fatal Push. Like I said, this ain't cheap. Collective Brutality is what you need because the Escalate on that is insane, but it lets you get rid of an instant or sorcery out of their hand. Also, just the Escalate is discard a card. So early game, okay, you just get rid of their draw, their shutdown. They have to draw another one naturally. Good luck. You know, their card draw engine is gone. They burn up their control, their top decking. It's over. Well, hopefully. There's like a 1 in 3 shot of that overall, give or take on average. So then, besides that, late game, you take some useless crap you don't need, like another land, toss that in the graveyard, boom, there's your Escalate. And you can -2 a creature. You can also +2, -2 the life totals. So not bad when you're trying to kind of peck away at them. So if you can repeatedly just empty their hand, the deck does nothing. They have nothing on the field. They run next to no creatures, plus black kill. I mean, the deck writes itself. Every time I build a black discard deck, it never works. It's always too slow, and everybody with a rush deck kills me. So yes, red-green werewolves would tear you apart, literally. But if nobody's crazy enough to be playing that at your LGS, which, you know, hopefully, yeah, it would probably get around just Jeskai, and honestly, black-white kill control, too. Even black, white, blue it would probably get around because you could shut down their card draw. So I think that's pretty good. And then you want creatures that keep coming back. So we're talking Relentless Dead. Eternal Scourge is an absolute must in that deck. I mean, it's so brilliant. It cannot be removed from game. I mean, every time it's targeted with anything, it just exiles itself and you can cast it again from exile. It's insane. That more people need to play that card. It is just crazy. Plus, it's colorless, people. There's no excuse not to be playing it. God, it's like Endless One. Why weren't more people playing Endless One? It's the perfect creature. People are like, it doesn't have trample. Shut the hell up. It's like a 5/5 for 5. Get over yourself. What do you want, a 10/10 flyer with trample for 3? Like, shut up. So I feel like persistent creatures that can survive multiple kills, if not infinite kills, like Eternal Scourge, you know, even being bounced back to hand, maybe even being pinned down because then Eternal Scourge would exile itself and, you know, Relentless Dead just keeps coming back over and over and over. Anything that resurrects itself out of the graveyard, which is almost exclusively blue creatures. So you might, you know, get something going with that. You know, just anything like that because it's just going to keep hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and just wasting all of their spells while you're also removing their spells from hand. So I'm going to work on that deck. It just screams expensive because I'm sure Liliana would fit in it, and I'm sure she's still $40. I mean, it just sucks. I mean, we'd probably be looking at like a $200-300 deck by the time this is done. And you'd probably need like crazy stuff like To the Slaughter and, you know, all that. But I mean, even just Blighted, like whatever the Blighted black card is, that's pretty devastating late game because only Disallow and Summary Dismissal can stop it. That's it. Somehow I feel like there's another one, but whatever. People don't play those. So if you're looking for a deck in the next couple hours to bring to day 2, if you even have it on game day, go for it. Otherwise, if your LGS has been completely taken over by red, white, blue douchebags, that might be the solution. You might want to try it if you've already got the cards or if you have just limitless money. So little glimmer of hope, but I will say that is quite literally the only deck idea I have other than some kind of green hexproof, like super energy, maybe Dynavolty kind of thing. I don't know. It just doesn't sound that good. There's not enough hexproof, and you'd have to burn a spell every time they burned a spell, plus have creatures on the field. The math just at a basic level doesn't add up. So that's my backup plan. I don't think it's as good as Black Discard, but look at all the discard spells. You could find them really, really easily, and you might be able to come up with something. So hopefully that helps out. Hopefully it's a little ray of sunshine in this absolute gloomy hell that is the standard metagame right now. Oh, and FYI, in case you literally only watch my channel and don't listen to any pros or anybody anywhere, I'm not the only one who has this opinion. Just a little pro tip for you, a little FYI. So give your account of your game day down below, or the worst game day you've ever had, or if you got screwed over by the computer as usual. That happened to me a lot at my old LGS. I literally played the same person 4 times in 5 weeks in the first game in the first round. I don't know what the hell that software's problem is with me, but it can go straight to hell. Hopefully I don't have any more bad luck with the pairings and the, getting paired up and down and this and that and all that tomorrow, because I am so done with that. And LOL and a half at Travis Wu says that luck plays no part in Magic. Yeah, none whatsoever. From the card draw to the mulligans to the shuffle luck to the cut to the who you sit down against and what they're running, absolute and complete luck. Travis, you're an idiot. See you guys next video.